Yo, what's up, guys? The Insane Game Freak here to bring you episode 4 review of Kore wa Zombie Desu Ka. I'm getting better at pronouncing that name. Let's go, son! I'm just gonna say this beforehand so people know. Um, this, if everyone didn't know, this is probably my favorite Winter 2011 series. I think this is better than Beelzebub right now. And I'm at the point where after this episode, I want to fucking dub Sentai, Viz, well, not so much Viz, Sentai, Funimation, Aniplex. Get on this! Anyways, or NIS. No, because NIS only give me sub. I mean, I don't mind sub, but I kind of want that dub. Anyways, let me get into the review. I'm dicking around again. Pretty much, I'm gonna state this right now. Most of this episode is on used character development again, which I guess they need to do considering the fact that she's like a mute character. Which we find out she isn't mute, but we find out why she doesn't talk or show any emotion. It looks like a fucking zombie. Acts more like a zombie than the zombie does. So pretty much how the episode starts out is Haruna is cooking. She gets Sarah to help her cook. And they make this black, disgusting substance. And she tries, and Sarah's like, eat this. And Aikawa's like, I'd rather not. Plus that, it's funny because it starts burning through everything. Like, he tries to get some of it with his chopsticks. It burns the chopsticks. Then on top of that, she pours it in his bowl, and she burns the damn, I guess the ladle burns off. And she's like, hurry up and drink it before the bowl melts. And it's just like, she's more worried about the bowl than my safety. He drinks it, and he passes out. We don't know what happened. He just I thought it would be a hole in his stomach or some shit. He just passes out. I thought that was funny. Pretty much after that, they decide, you know what, let's get pizza. It was like, well, you can eat this, and then Sarah doesn't realize the liquid has managed to burn through the damn big ass late pot they had in the original. So they get pizza. So pizza comes kind of quick. Aikawa goes to the door, and there's a fucking dog Megalo looking like fucking a detective. It's a Doberman. And he's like, well, see, here's the thing. I got to take you back to hell because you've already been there and came back. And my job is to make sure no one comes back after they visit hell. Because, you know, since Aikawa died. So it's like, we got to take you back. And then you just hear all this rattling and she busts through the fucking... He busts him back in the room and his arm is bleeding and shit. And he's like, what happened? Doberman. And then Doberman's like, Hellside. And it's like, whoa, you two know each other? What the fuck? And she explains to him through obviously writing that everything's cool with him. That she's the one who brought him back from the dead. And she's the one taking care of him, quote unquote. She also heals his arm because he bit the fuck out of it. So he fucked this arm up. And she heals it. Anyways. So pretty much after that, he explains that he was originally there to get Aikawa, but now that everything's been explained, he's on his way. He's gonna go collect the soul of the person who just died a few minutes ago. And Aikawa's like, what? And Aikawa's like, everyone else stay here. Me and Doberman are gonna go check this out. Not because he wants to be brave, but because he wants to look for the serial killer. Because apparently someone just died. And so they go to the house where he died, and they know. And they're talking about who this serial killer is supposed to be, and the Doberman explains to Aikawa two things. The first thing is that Hellside takes on the pain every time she heals somebody. Which explains why she slapped Haruna about the whole death is painful thing, is because she feels the pain of whatever she heals. So when she healed his arm, she probably felt the pain in his arm, but you couldn't tell because she's emotionless. And I'm assuming she felt the pain when she brought him back to life. Anyways, he also explains that the serial killer's name is also, which is weird because she usually doesn't do that. So he mentions that she must think of Aikawa as someone special for whatever reason. Probably because he did meet her on the night he died, and apparently he interests her. So that probably would explain that somewhat, I guess. And the same thing is he explains that that the serial killer's name is only known by, like, I think it was like the King of the Night or some shit like that. It's like interesting, and as they're talking, they hear like this blade scraping against the thing, and the blade scrapes against the thing and fucking stabs. Doberman goes, "Watch out!" and he guards Aikawa even though it doesn't work, and he stabs through him and Aikawa. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's some power this creature holds. It causes them not be able to move and whatnot because they just ended up taking those blows. And fucking the Doberman Megalo died. And he's like, damn, I can't get a good look at the face. And he just falls onto the ground. Still can't see his face. And now he's just really fucking paranoid. So he comes back home. And this is where most of the episode kind of takes place, plot-wise, because he comes back home like he's still bloody up because he got stabbed like on the side of his body and shit. So I guess she heals that, and he's like, "Let me talk to you for a minute, because Harna's sleeping, and Sarah's up in the cupboards, you know, in the ceiling, because she doesn't sleep in beds apparently, because she's a vampire ninja." And this is where he decides to question her about why she doesn't do things, like how come she doesn't talk, how come she doesn't show any type of emotion, why she wears the same clothes all the time, and all the other shit. And they explain everything, which is weird. I didn't expect them to explain everything. See, first off, we should mention is Hellside cannot control her powers for shit. She even says that even after she dies, her powers will continue to work. She also says fate is like a wiggling. Fate wiggles more when it's disturbed by magic. What that means is that if she were, and apparently since she can't control her magic, any type of emotion that she displays triggers the magic and fucks with fate. And fate becomes more like out of control and wild and shit. On top of that, if she were to talk or make any noises, it causes, from what I see, the magic power causes her brain to like be in severe pain. And I guess that's some type of pain she can't handle. So that's the reason why she can't talk or make any noises. Or the reason why she can't show emotion, because fate will go out of whack. Which I'll get to why that's a big deal in a minute. On top of that, she wears the gauntlets and everything. She doesn't change her clothes like Sarah and Harna though, because the clothes are suppressing her magical power, which is the reason why she wears them all the time. And I didn't think it was going to get any crazy. And she breaks down crying because like she writes, "Do you hate me now?" And you just see tears for like a good 3 to 5 minutes. And I'm like, damn. Damn. This nigga was just asking questions. I mean, she didn't want to talk about it originally because she's like, "Do I have to?" He's like, "I insist." "Do I have to?" "I insist." And then she talked about it. And she explained everything. And the reason why she said, "You must hate me now," he's like, "Why the hell would I hate you?" "Because my powers affect him the most." Which means that whole fate thing fucks with his fate. I'm assuming half of the Megalos he's fought so far are due to her having some type of emotional thing. Remember when she slapped Harna? I'm assuming that was an emotional thing, and that's what caused him to fight that fucker. Wait, which... Oh, God, I gotta think of which Megalo. I think he fought a Megalo after that. It wasn't the bear, the crab, the ghost man. I think it might have been the crab. I don't know. Yeah, it might have been the crab. He fought anyways. Yeah, he fought a fucking Megalo. So I'm assuming every time she had an instance of her emotions, also she can't be interested by anything. Because remember back in the flashback when he ended up breakdancing and he hurt himself and she walked over and she's like, "That was interesting. Don't ever do that again." That's because she cannot show any emotion, or which it will fuck with fate. This is why she is the way she is. They actually explain this in the 4th episode, which makes me a little curious about how the rest of the plot is going to go, if it's going to flatline or not. But I thought that was ridiculous. And they explained everything. They explained that every time she were to show emotion or to talk, I think it was emotion. Yeah, every time she would display any type of emotion, it would hurt him. It would hurt him because of the fate thing. It's tied. She brought him back from the dead, so it ties in with his fate. So his fate gets fucked over every time she enjoys herself or has any type of emotion for that matter. She cries, which I'm assuming is what explains the Megalo that comes later on in the episode. And it's kind of ridiculous. And he's just like, fuck it. Cry when you want to. Laugh when you want to. If fate gets fucked up, I will counteract anything that comes our way. And she's like, can I stay with you? And he's like, cool, you can stay. Why the fuck would you even have to ask that? And as if on cue, because she was crying that night, a giant whale megalo decides to show up that fucking day, next day. And I think Sarah and Aikawa went to go kill it. And Aikawa, as a zombie version of himself, you know, zombie form, Aikawa, tries to punch it. That's not going to work. He actually ends up knocking one of the buttons that's on its shirt, I'm assuming, on the whale shirt, and it crashes, and because this whale is fucking huge. So at this point, Haruna's like, turn into Maso Shoujo. You can't beat him as a zombie. So he turns into Maso Shoujo. Which he still, apparently he's just going to be stuck in a... I wish there was a boy version of that outfit. Because the girl version just really makes it is annoying as shit. And as if on cue, Sarah makes fun of him for being a cross-dressing, perverted piece of shit. This is where he's like, Haruna does have some power. So apparently when the whale got too low to the city, Haruna created like this, I guess this type of force field or something. And sticks her hand up, and it kind of, there's like this force field, and she actually started fucking up the roof because of how heavy the whale was. And so he's like, hurry up and kill it. And so pretty much she's like, Aikawa was like, Sarah, can you make your sword longer and just create like a slash on it? Because it's like, we need to cut this thing's head off. So just make a slight gash and I'll take care of everything and the rest. And she's like, sure, I believe in your power. And then she waits and she turns around and goes, I mean, you're a cross-dressing, perverted piece of shit bastard, but I believe in your power. So I guess he's starting to grow on her because she now has to like go back and remind herself to call him a piece of shit. Even though I still think that's kind of ridiculous, but ironically, it loses its sting, right? Like after the episode she's introduced, it loses its sting. I don't know why. So anyways, he charges. She's like, "Oh, Maso Shoujo don't have any limits," so he goes into like 1,000%. And apparently, the higher up he goes in his power, as a Maso Shoujo, the cuter the outfit gets. So by the end of it, at 1,000%, his fucking outfit looks like a goddamn bridal outfit. And Haruna's like, you can't get any cuter. You need to stop getting cuter. Chill out. And I guess because it looks worse. It really does. He looked like he was in a fucking bridal outfit. It was so wrong. But anyways, he goes up into the sky and he's like, he doesn't even call out the attack. He just like drop kicks from the space and his foot just becomes like this hard ass kick. And when in the slice that Sarah left on the side of the whale, he literally kicked and broke it, and the neck just snapped the fuck off. And that's how they kill it. And you can see you down there smiling because she can't help because she doesn't have control over her magic for one. So which explains why she never fights. So, and also, they leave, you think the episode's done because they literally covered everything and it was a hat and they don't have enough. No. Twin Tails, the girl from last episode, Kyoko, she's dead. She's fucking dead. The way it looked, I don't know if it was suicide or if she just got murdered. I think she was murdered. The way, because, I mean, if you look at it, it kind of looks like she committed suicide, but I can't tell. I'm a little angry just because it came out of nowhere, and then it goes to the credits, and it's just like a slash, and then you see her bleeding in the hospital bed, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? She was fine like an episode ago. So I'm assuming she was murdered. And it's even worse because, like, why did you bring... You know she's going to come back in the story in some way, shape, or form. Because why introduce a random-ass female character that knows Aikawa from, like, middle school in his past and apparently has a crush on him, and then kill her in an episode after? It's like, why would you do that? Something's not adding up here. Like, that's got me curious. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Also, I think there's another third, well, technically fourth or fifth. If you still count Kyoko as a girl, considering the fact that she's dead right now, then it's the fifth girl. I think there's a fifth girl that's going to be shown next episode because I saw a picture. I saw on the banner for the actual show, there's like a third girl holding like food that we have not seen yet. So I'm assuming that's what the next episode is about because the previews for this show is kind of weird where they don't actually, like show you clips from the next episode. They literally just have like a little, kind of like a screenshot of something, or like a screenshot of some bullshit, and then just talking over it. So, from what I gather, we're gonna be introduced to another girl. Maybe explain why the fuck Kyoko dies at the end of this episode, because that shit just comes out of nowhere. I need to know who the serial killer is. Because originally I thought it looked like Sarah's Blade. And I'm a little half and half with that. But I'm going to say right now. For right now, I'm going to say it's an actual different entity. Because Sarah's Blade never had that effect on Aikawa when he fought him. But originally I thought that was Sarah. I thought Sarah was the one killing fuckers. But for right now, I don't know. So, this show was awesome. This episode was... It's not even done yet. This episode was awesome. I'm looking forward to knowing what the fuck was up with Kyoko. Why introduce a character and kill her an episode later? Because she's going to become a plot point later, I can see. Who's this new chick that's going to show up? And we need a little bit more development on Sarah. Because Sarah, we don't really know much about. Like, Sarah and Haruno, we need to, like, develop. Like, in all seriousness. I think this show's only going to have 13 episodes. We need to start focusing on Sarah and Haruno a little bit more. Just saying. Haruno is just like, oh, Maso Shoujo. And, you know, loser powers. And random ass Bleach reference. So I'm looking forward. Tell me what you guys thought about the episode in the comments. I will leave the Crunchyroll link to the episode like always in the comments. Anyways, that is my review for the day. Life's a game, play to win. Don't be a zombie, and I'll catch you guys later.